Now, earlier today, Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula tweeted that he'll provide a detailed plan to move the transportation of goods from trucks to railways. This as residents of KZN urge authorities to deal effectively with deadly truck accidents. Let's go to eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah, who joins me now from KZN. Dasen, you know, when I saw the accident in Upongolo, I remembered the accident a few years ago in Durban as well, where a truck driver ploughed into numerous taxis, and I think more than 30 people eventually died in that particular accident. What are authorities saying in terms of dealing with this situation? I mean, this is not the first crash that we're seeing.
Not at all, Maseko, and if we're talking about the same crash, I mean, that was almost 10 years ago, so that also tells you that this is not a new problem. It's something that's been going on for a while, and equally, residents in various communities, Pongola included, have been calling for action from government for a long time. So now they might be seeing some of that. There was a government delegation that was here yesterday. Today, the Transport Portfolio Committee is also in the area, going to schools, coming here to the accident scene, and trying to get a better understanding of what's going on. But some may argue that that's very reactive, because we're doing this now at a point after 20 people have passed away. So I'm going to bring in one of the residents, someone that's been at the forefront of this fight to change the narrative here in Pongola, Adrian Channing-Pierce. So thank you for joining me. So we know that this has been a problem that is certainly not new, and you've been complaining about this for a long time. But let's start here. You're finally seeing some movement. You're seeing government here. Is this the answer that you were looking for?
Well, I want to see them doing the walk, not doing the talk. Today they're just doing the talk. Let's see what they actually bring out, and we'll see what they do then.
So let's give this some context. A lot of people, besides those that lived around the area, may not have been familiar with why this has been a problem for so long, the fact that these heavies are on these roads. But you, as well as the other community members that we've spoken to yesterday, say that it's an ongoing problem that is getting worse. Contextualize this for us, please.
Well, I think we go back to the start of the war in Ukraine with this exponential increase in the demand for our coal into Europe and to China. And all this is now moving on the roads, which meant literally a threefold increase in the number of trucks coming onto our roads, many of whom are driving dangerously. And we do have very little law enforcement on this entire stretch of the N2, right from Ermelo to Richards Bay.
There were, I understand, threats posed at truck drivers that were coming through here, and that may be part of the reason why it's a lot quieter today. Is that confirmed as residents? Have you heard anything like that? And where are all of these trucks going to, if not through Pongola right now?
Yes, there were very credible threats that the community wanted to burn some of these trucks in retaliation for what had happened on Friday. In fact, on Friday night, one truck was already burnt on the road. The trucks now are either diverting through Vryheid and going around that way, or through Ulundi, going down through Melmoth.
And we've seen those accidents there. I believe there were 3, I stand to be corrected.
There were, I've lost count. There were 3 in one place yesterday. There have been further accidents today, and there was accidents before that too. So basically, we now having no accidents, and all the accidents have moved somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's certainly not a solution to the problem. What do you suggest is the way forward? As I said, this is the time, I guess, for residents to capitalize on this attention that Pongola is receiving. If you had the ear of the leaders that are here now, what would you say to them would be a more permanent solution?
Well, one, we've got to get these goods that have been transported by road, they have to get back onto rail, sort the rail infrastructure out, which has seemed to have been collapsed. The issues in the ports, which are not allowing for trucks to offload, not allowing for the trains to offload the same as the trucks are. And then we need to get law enforcement on the road and control the trucks, and for the truck companies to work with law enforcement and with their drivers to ensure that everybody's complying to the rules of the road.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see that. Thank you so much for your time. Maseko, this is a sentiment that's been echoed by other residents that we've been speaking to here over the past 2 days. So they're saying that they want a solution. I have to also tell you that just today we did see a lot more traffic officers that were stationed here, that were on the roads compared to previously. So hopefully that is a start of things to come, and we'll now have to monitor and speak to these residents, I guess, in the next weeks and months to see if there's any permanent change in looking at this trucking issue here.
All right, Dasen Thathiah, in fact, I do remember that car crash. I think it was back in 2013 in Pinetown. Very horrific. The truck driver there obviously being sentenced as well for culpable homicide. Dasen Thathiah speaking to us from KZN.